welcome to our English news edition broadcast to you by Canal Algérie. First, to the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, receives the credentials accrediting 4 new ambassadors to Algeria. The President of the Republic sends official invitations to the Tunisian President Kais Saied, the President of the Libyan Presidential Council Mohammed Yunus El Menfi, the King of Jordan Abdullah II, the King of Bahrain Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa in order to take part in the next Arab Summit due to be held in Algeria. The President of the Republic hails the important role of the Imams in preserving the nation's unity in a message addressed to the participants in the official celebrations of the Imam Day organized in Biskra province. And drought is causing a large number of protest movements in several Moroccan cities where the inhabitants are suffering from the lack of basic necessities. Good evening, those were the headlines. First, in our news, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received on Wednesday Georges Zakario Dakis, who handed him his credentials, accrediting him as the new ambassador of the Hellenic Republic to Algeria. The audience took place at the premises of the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ramtana Mamra, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf.
سعادة سفير الجمهورية الهيلينية السيد جورجيوس زكاريو داكيس.
Following the audience, the new ambassador of the Hellenic Republic to Algeria had this to say.
Permettez-moi tout d'abord de remercier Monsieur le Président de la République.
Allow me first to thank the President of the Republic for receiving me and accepting my credentials as Greece's ambassador to Algeria. The Algerian people and that of Greece are bound with friendship since a long time ago, while the political relations are excellent and have potentials to develop for the benefit of the two parties. In this context, we spare no efforts to develop our political dialogue, including the bilateral visits alongside the meeting of the High Joint Commission, scheduled at the beginning of the upcoming year 2023 in Athens. This will significantly contribute to the development of our economic and trade cooperation in fields of common interests, notably in renewable energies, modern technologies, and the fields of agriculture, tourism, culture, and transport. At the same time, there is ongoing work for the finalization of bilateral accords. As for international files, we both share the same points of view for peace, with an aim to consolidate stability and security in our enlarged region, while assuring the principles of good neighborliness and the respect of international law, including the seasoned international law. And with this, we appreciate Algeria's constructive role for the efforts deployed in face of the challenges facing the world, especially in the Arab world, North Africa, the Mediterranean basin, as well as the Sahel region, and national and international organizations. Greece, as a Mediterranean country and a member in the United Nations, is working on strengthening the cooperation with countries that unite us. Greece promotes the good relations of the European Union, especially in the South region, which was always a priority. Within this framework, we've strongly supported the development of cooperation between Europe and Algeria, and we will continue in the same path for the benefit of the two parties. As for me, I will do my best to contribute to the development of our bilateral relations for the benefit of our two countries and that of our Mediterranean neighbors.
The President of the Republic equally received on Wednesday Mohammed Tariq, who handed him the credentials accrediting him as the new ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan to Algeria. The audience took place at the premises of the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Al Amra, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf.
سعادة سفير جمهورية باكستان الإسلامية السيد محمد طارق.
I'm the honor to present to Your Excellency my letter of credence by the Ambassador Extraordinary Republic of Algeria.
The new ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan to Algeria made the following statement.
I'm pleased to inform that I had the honor to present my letter of credence to His Excellency Mr. Abdul Majid Tebboune, President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria today. Algeria is an important country in every respect, ranging from its diverse beauty to economy to the hospitality of its people. The country offers a lot for cooperation at the international level. As you know, Algeria-Pakistan relations are rooted in the history. Pakistan was among the first countries to recognize provisional government of Algeria in exile in 1958. It is satisfying that since then, both the countries have made strong strides to further relation, and both the countries are collaborating closely at international fora. 2023 would be an important milestone in the relation of the two countries as we celebrate the 65th anniversary of the establishment of our diplomatic relation. On this occasion, we anticipate a lot of activities, including exchange of parliamentary delegation and ministerial level visits. We have a number of mechanisms which provide us an opportunity to interact. One of the four is Joint Economic Commissions, which is the meeting of which is expected very soon in Islamabad. Our two countries are required to work together to tap the enormous potential for the promotion of our relations, especially our bilateral economic ties. We hope that we will be able to consolidate our relation further in the years ahead. Thank you.
The President of the Republic received on Wednesday Aisha Mohammed Garba, who handed him the credentials accrediting her as the new ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Algeria. The audience took place at the premises of the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Al Amra, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf.
سعادة سفيرة جمهورية نيجيريا الفيدرالية السيدة عائشة محمد غربة.
I have the honor to present the credentials by which His Excellency Republic of Nigeria, Republic of Algeria.
Later on, the new Nigerian ambassador to Algeria made the following statement.
It's an honor and a privilege to sit with the President, President Tebboune today. He has always been one of the African leaders that I respect and admire the most for his, mainly for the dynamism and the strength of his policies that is reflected in the lives of Algerians. After the presentation of my papers today, I sat with the President. We discussed our relationship, the past relationship, where we are today, and what we hope to look for in the future. Nigeria and Algeria, we have come a long way. We have engagements at the bilateral and on multilateral platforms. We were among the initiating parties of NEPAD, the new partnership for Africa, for African development, which was established in 2001 alongside Egypt, Senegal, and South Africa. We worked for the socio-economic development of Africa. Apart from that, we also formed the G4 together, Nigeria and Algeria, alongside Ethiopia and South Africa, tackling challenges in Africa, especially the issue of growing conflicts in Africa. So apart from that, we also, Nigeria and Algeria have convergence of views at international forums, AU, UN, and other organizations. Mainly, I think our convergence of views is mainly because the two countries has Africa at the forefront, at the front burner of their foreign policy. Currently, we have a lot of bilateral and multilateral agreements between us, but the popular ones are the Trans-Saharan Corridor projects, the gas pipeline, the highway, and the fiber optic project. These projects, when realized, it's going to open up economic activities, create jobs, create employment, not only for Nigeria or the parties, the countries involved, but also for all the countries that lined up the route of the project. We are looking forward to this, and I have assured President Tebboune of Nigerian commitment to this project. We are also looking into the future. Nigeria is proposing areas such as renewable energy. If you follow the news carefully, Nigeria has just launched energy transition program, whereby we pledged carbon neutral energy by 2060. And it's ambitious, I know, but it's realizable and quite important. We hope that we'll get collaboration from countries like Algeria for this project. It is not only going to address the issue of climate change, but also security. By default, it will address security issues as well. So as ambassador of Nigeria to Algeria, I intend to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. I also intend to solidify the relationship we have on the multilateral level. So help me God. Thank you.
The President of the Republic also received on Wednesday Valerian Shuvaev, who handed him the credentials accrediting him as the new ambassador of the Russian Federation to Algeria. The audience took place at the premises of the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ramtal Amamra, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf.
سعادة سفير فيدرالية روسيا السيد فاليريان شوفايف.
أتشرف بتسليمكم أوراق التعهد التي يعنيني الاتحادية لدى الجمهورية الجزائرية. لو سمحت أقدم لكم نائبي ووجه مفوض في سفارة الألكسندر.
On this occasion, the new Russian ambassador had this to say.
جرى الاجتماع بفخامة الرئيس سيد عبد المجيد تبون.
We've met the President of the Republic, to whom I delivered my credentials as Russia's ambassador to Algeria. During this meeting, we've presented to the President of the Republic the status of the bilateral relation between the two countries. The President of the Republic was dissatisfied with the relation, and we've registered the common determination to develop this relation in different fields.
وتم تسجيل الارتياح للطرفين لمثل هذه الأوضاع.
On Wednesday, the President of the Republic sent an official invitation to the Tunisian President Kais Saied in order to take part in the proceedings of the 31st session of the next Arab Summit, slated for the 1st and 2nd of November. The message was handed over by the Interior Minister Brahim Rad, who conveyed on the occasion the greetings of the President of the Republic to his Tunisian counterpart while hailing his constant efforts during Tunisia's presidency of the Arab League. The President of the Republic also sent an official invitation to the President of the Libyan Presidential Council, Mohammed Yunus al-Menfi, to participate in the next Arab Summit due to be held in the capital Algiers. The invitation was handed over on Wednesday in Tripoli by the Interior Minister Brahim Rad in his capacity as a special envoy of the President of the Republic. For his part, the President of the Libyan Presidential Council confirmed his participation in the summit while putting forward Algeria's efforts in order to make a success out of this Arab Summit. He further expressed his thanks to Algeria, notably for supporting the Libyan people during all the difficult circumstances. In other news, the Interior Minister Brahim Marad was received on Wednesday by his Libyan counterpart Badruddin Sadaq. The two parties discussed ways and means to strengthen the bilateral relations in the field of local governance and police. And on the sidelines of this official visit of the special envoy of the President of the Republic in Libya, the Interior Minister Brahim Marad, accompanied by his Libyan counterpart, visited some avenues of the capital, starting with the Boulevard of Algiers, which represents the deeply rooted relations existing between the two countries. And in his capacity as a special envoy of the President of the Republic, the Justice Minister Abdurrashid Tabi was received in Amman by His Majesty the King of Jordan Abdullah II. During the audience, the Justice Minister handed to the Jordanian King an invitation letter sent by his brother, the President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune, in order to take part in the next Arab Summit slated for the 1st and 2nd of November 2022. He also conveyed the greetings of the President of the Republic as well as his willingness to reinforce political coordination between Algeria and Jordan and promote as well the cooperation relations sectors for the best interest of the two brotherly peoples. The Justice Minister affirmed to His Majesty that Algeria is ready to host the next Arab Summit and that all the means were made available for the success of this Arab event, the aim of which is to unify the Arab ranks and promote the joint Arab action. His Majesty King Abdullah II instructed Abdurrashid Tabi to convey to the President of the Republic his warm greetings, affirming his availability to partake in the next Arab Summit while hailing Algeria's efforts for the reinforcement of the Arab cooperation. In the same context, the Minister of Energy and Mines, Mohamed Arqab, was received in Manama in his capacity as a special envoy of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa, special representative of His Majesty the King of Bahrain, to whom he handed over an invitation letter sent by the President of the Republic to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa in order to take part in the next Arab Summit due to be held in Algiers. On this occasion, occasion, the Energy Minister conveyed the greetings of the President of the Republic to his brother, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, and his wish to witness the participation of the Kingdom of Bahrain in the next Arab Summit. For his part, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa hailed Algeria's efforts to ensure the success of this Arab event, affirming the Kingdom's readiness to participate in the summit in the service of the Arab nations' interests. He also conveyed the brotherly greetings of His Majesty King of Bahrain to the President of the Republic. The meeting was also an opportunity to review the bilateral relations between the two countries, as well as the prospects of their promotion, notably in the sector of hydrocarbons and processing industries. And still with the next Arab Summit due to be held in Algeria, the Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad Minister Mtal Amamra reiterated Algeria's full readiness to host this summit, and that through the efforts deployed by the President of the Republic and his special envoys and the official invitations already sent to several presidents and kings of the Arab countries partaking in this Arab event slated for the 1st and 2nd of next November, as well as via the successful holding of the Oran Forum for Civil Society, in addition to a scheduled meeting of great diplomatic action, the aim of which is to strengthen the unity of the Palestinian people, due to be held before the Arab Summit. This took place during a statement made by the Foreign Affairs Minister on the sidelines of the official installation of the new Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, pursuant to the decision of the President of the Republic. In a different story, Algeria celebrates the National Day of the Imam, decreed by the President of the Republic as a recognition of the importance of imams in our society. On this occasion, the President of the Republic sent a message to the participants in the official celebrations organized in Biskra province, which was read on his behalf by the Minister of Religious Affairs and Endowments, Youssef Ben Mahdi, and in which the President of the Republic hailed the important role played by this important category of society, which actively participated in the recovery of the national sovereignty, and further stated that today the imams are the guardians of a religion of peace and contribute as well in the development of the country. Moving on to the parliamentary activity, the President of the Council of the Nation, Salah Goujil, chaired on Wednesday a meeting of the Council of Coordination, members of the Bureau and the 6 presidents of the commissions and the presidents of parliamentary groups. The meeting was devoted to exchanging views on the program of the Council of the Nation for the next period, a rich program according to Salah Goujil. In other news, and on Wednesday, the Speaker of the National People's Assembly, Ibrahim Boughali, took part in the installation ceremony of the re-elected Joao Lourenço in the Angolan capital, Luanda, who was sworn in during a ceremony held in the Republic Square in the capital, in the presence of several invited heads of state. On the sidelines of this ceremony, Ibrahim Boughali met with the Angolan president, to whom he conveyed the greetings of the President of the Republic, as well as his wishes for success in his duties and his readiness to work together to promote the bilateral relations. In another activity, Prime Minister Ayman bin Abdurrahman chaired a government meeting on Wednesday, during which several points were tackled, notably in the sectors of housing, agriculture, and water resources. Still with Algeria's Premier, Ayman bin Abdurrahman received on Wednesday at the premises of the ministry the General Prosecutor of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Saud bin Abdullah bin Mubarak Al Mu'jab, accompanied by a high-level delegation. The meeting was an opportunity to hail the distinguished relations of brotherhood and cooperation binding the two countries. And during the 51st session of the UN Human Rights Council, the ambassador of South Africa to Geneva, Mochozi Nkosi, highly criticized the silence of the High Commission for Human Rights concerning the humanitarian situation in occupied Western Sahara and the right of its people to self-determination. In other news, the President of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic and General Secretary of the Polisario Front, Brahim Ghali, arrived to the Angolan capital, Luanda, in order to take part in the installation ceremony of the re-elected President João Lourenço. The Sahrawi president was welcomed by the Angolan Foreign Minister Tito Antonio. In Morocco, drought has sparked a large number of protest movements in several Moroccan cities where the inhabitants are suffering from the lack of basic necessities. More insights with Melissa Kubash.
During the past years, Morocco has been recording a shortage in water resources, which worsen the daily life of the Moroccan people, especially those established in the north, already affected by disqualification. The economic experts blame the bad governance of the Mahsen regime, who is responsible for the worst economic crisis ever witnessed since 40 years ago. The lack of water, just like the other crises, was due to the soaring prices of fuel and basic essential products. Observers have affirmed that Akhanouche's government is incapable of taking any measure to stem the suffering of its people. The Moroccan Trade Union of the agricultural sector have already warned the government about this year's harvest and called it to take measures concerning the water and lack of essential products. For its part, the Moroccan people in several cities, mainly that of the north, have kicked off a large number of protest movements calling for the satisfaction of their rights. According to specialists, a large part of the country's water resources is used for the irrigation of cannabis, an operation encouraged by the public authorities. For Moroccan human rights activists, the absence of policy and a mobilization strategy for water resources and its preservation will have serious repercussions on the local population, namely urban migration.
That was it for our today's news edition. Thank you for tuning in and goodbye.